This week on West of Knowhere, we discuss a U.S. Navy jet being shot down by a U.S. Navy ship, North Koreans refusing to surrender in the war in Ukraine, Elon Musk and MAGA conservatives that are at odds over an immigration policy, a woman on a New York City subway lit on fire, Matt Gaetz' ethics report has been released, and a GOP congresswoman was found in a memory care facility. Also, a body found in the wheel well of a United Airlines 787. A woman warning others about an online scam involving Keanu Reeves. Falls for a scam involving Keanu Reeves. And in this week's Am I the Asshole? Should you take the side of your friend or your girlfriend in a fight? We'd also like to thank Pantera Girl, Colton Zamersla, Shane's dad, Andres Valles the God, Kevin Garahan, Chantel Stadler, Mark Stadler, Colby Jordan, and Kylie Gangwish. And away we go.
I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. I'm on it.
Hey, freak show! You're going nowhere!
We'll do it live! Fuck it!
Welcome back, kids and coaches, to another episode of West of Knowhere. I am Levi.
And I'm Shane.
Yeah, and we are back. Just squeezing this one in right before the end of the year, you know? So,
Nice. Yeah.
pretty exciting.
And if you were paying attention to last week's title, it was a clue. But that's all I'm going to tell you. It was
Okay.
a clue.
Just a clue.
It was a clue.
Clue to what? Nobody knows, but
Yeah.
it's a clue. Yeah. Anyway, so we're back. We got, new stuff happening all the time. I got a couple specific ones that I'm excited to talk to you about, but yeah. So anyway, we got Kylie and Pantera Girl in the comments. I'm gonna start off with Pantera Girl. First wants to know why you said "oh no" when I said her name.
So I looked at that link she put in there, and I can't
Yeah.
figure out what I was talking about.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
mean
know.
I heard
Did I
it, but
watch
I
it?
was like, I don't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think you were just
think-
being a troll, maybe. And she says also, "Merry Christmas. Glad you enjoyed the card." Yeah, it was great.
That was awesome.
Hilarious getting rickrolled. Kylie also thought it was hilarious. And then in her comment, she said, "LOL" with 4 O's.
Yeah.
Okay. And then she said, "The rickroll was amazing." And then she just says, "Thank you, Pantera." So,
Nice.
not Pantera Girl, just Pantera. Pretty funny. And let's see. She has some. This is about the "Am I the Asshole?" She says, "It definitely depends on the relationship with the siblings. Like, I absolutely would not care if any of Elliot's siblings randomly can't fucking talk, randomly popped in while we were gone to rest for a bit if they were a little sick. But that is obviously not the case with the sister. He's got his man brain on and is not realizing the conniving ability of his sister." Which I think that was part of my issue with the story. I was like, I guess I didn't realize how strategic is a word that women who are at odds with each other could be, but literally just a guy, so I don't know.
Yeah. I don't understand all this masterclass tactician
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. If I don't like you, I'll just mean mug you and not talk to you, and that's kind of
Yeah.
yeah. Like unless you do something specific to irritate me, and then I will find a way to be an asshole or be petty to you
Yeah.
because I don't stand for that kind of thing. So, anyway, Pantera Girl also says, since the sister had used the spare key previously without permission, that is a clear sign of why she should not be given a spare key. Valid. I think it sounds like they really need to find a compromise with a friend who lives close. Just leave the family members out of it. Also a good point. So, yeah. That's the comment for this episode. If you are listening and you're like, at any point during this episode, and you're like, man, I want to talk about that. I got a thing. I got something to say. Go to the YouTube, leave a comment. Maybe I'll read it. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll glance at it and be like, not good enough. But it just depends. We'll just see. So I want to start with some Navy news.
Oh yeah, I know what you're gonna talk about.
We got a little bit of blue on blue, a little friendly fire incident. And by little, I mean very expensive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So F-18 may or may not have been shot down by a submarine, or no, cruiser, missile cruiser. The USS Gettysburg accidentally fired on an F-18. Pretty crazy. From the Red Rippers, too. Oh, man. That's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. What the fuck, man?
I have a theory, but it's definitely like a not on the podcast theory.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Well, we'll talk about that later. I'm assuming that the ship was trying to go, because it was near Yemen, so I'm assuming they were going after some I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it Houthi?
It's Houthi. Yeah, Houthi.
They got drones, and I'm assuming both of them were kind of going after these drones, and then it just kind of crossed the got in the way. I don't know. It's very embarrassing, though.
Somebody's system wasn't working correctly.
Yeah. Who's to say whose it was? But both pilots did survive, so that's good. Ejected at minor injuries, but not great. Not a good look. Not our finest moment.
It's not a good look, dude, for sure, because I feel like we brag about how great we are all the time.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh yeah, well, look what you did.
Yeah. Yeah. And I said it was expensive, but it's expensive on both sides, because I don't know what kind of missile was used, but I guarantee it wasn't cheap. And then also, you lost an airplane, so way to go. Yeah, pretty cool. So we're doing good. We're up. In other military related news, remember a couple weeks back, maybe a month or so ago now at this point, I was talking about the North Korean soldiers that are now involved in the Ukrainian-Russian conflict.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like they're supposedly getting addicted to internet porn or whatever. Little update. North Korean soldiers are they're opting to take their own lives instead of be captured in Ukraine, apparently. So I don't have a statistic of like how many have done that, but enough to warrant an article about it, I guess. So pretty crazy. And I don't know if it's more about like wanting to be like an honorable thing in the eyes of North Korea, right? Because like if you get captured, there's a chance you might never go back to North Korea. You know what I mean? Like, like fuck it. So in that case, because defectors in North Korea are not punished directly, it's usually the families of them that get punished. So it's like well, if I just take myself out, then they're not going to do anything with my family kind of thing. That's my
At least you hope so.
hypothesis.
Yeah.
But then, like, how would you know? You'd never literally would never know either way. Unless you end up going back to North Korea, I guess. But no, that's kind of wild. And not real war news, but you know Elon Musk. We've talked about him before.
Yeah.
He took to his platform formerly known as Twitter and said that he was ready for war because the Republicans, specifically the very like right of Republicans, super MAGA guys, are on this like hell-bent train to oppose most immigration. And there's even been calls to eliminate the H-1B visa program, which is essentially foreign tech workers, foreign scientists getting a visa to come work for American companies. And so Elon Musk, who was one of these people, like, you know, and like employs a lot of these people at both Tesla and SpaceX, right? It's like, hey, we can't actually do that. We can't get rid of it. Yeah. And because, you know, most of my workforce would be gone. And like took to Twitter and was very angry about it. But apparently, without any real indication from Trump himself, but Elon has come out and said that they've figured it out, and it's a non-issue somehow. But
okay,
yeah. But what I'm gonna point out is there's rifts in the relationship already, and that's not good. You know, a new relationship like this can't really start off on this negative turn. So pretty exciting. Also, Elon has been talking about how he's basically getting bullied on Twitter. Like, went out of his way to make a post about how all he does is get shit talked on. Which is pretty awesome if you think about it. But
yeah,
it's like, yeah, how crazy is it to be one of the richest people on the planet and like still concerned and affected by the shit random people on the internet say, you know? Like,
yeah.
I can't let it go. I know I could literally pay people to not let me think about this stuff, but no. I can't. Giving in.
Yeah. And some completely different news. I know how you love your football news.
Yeah. What do you got?
So recently, I don't know the exact game, but recently Derek Carr, the greatest quarterback the Saints have ever had.
That's right.
Is the only quarterback in NFL history to lose to 31 teams.
That's pretty cool.
Different teams, 31 different teams, and it could go to 32.
Wait.
Tomorrow.
Who do they play tomorrow?
The Raiders.
Oh.
And
is Carr starting again? That's hilarious. Because I know you guys had Rattler going, and
yeah, well, he's not great either. But
no, it's really a kind of fucked on all sides situation, really.
well, the Saints have kind of screwed themselves because they put so much money into Carr. Their salary cap is we're like over, so we're gonna have to cut people, and the team's gonna be even worse.
Yeah.
So
how many
we're
wins
in a rebuilding
are they
decade.
Do you know? How many wins are they at?
It's like I think we have 4 wins, maybe.
Okay, so
3 or 4.
This is one of those weird games where both teams are coming in, and if they lose, it's actually better because they get a better draft pick. So So that's frustrating. Man, that's
just to
crazy.
put it in perspective, there's only like 5 quarterbacks who have beat all 32 teams.
Yeah.
It's like Brett Favre, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, and of course, best Saints quarterback ever, Drew Brees.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because he played for the Chargers before the Saints.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
So it's just weird to see this a quarterback fall so far. Like, I know he was never like a great quarterback, and in recent years he's been even worse, I feel like, or just
yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
man.
it's rough. It's rough to watch because it's like you got Alvin Kamara just sitting there wasting away. No, like the most talented person on that whole team, and he's just stuck there.
It's crazy to me that he maybe he is stuck, or maybe he just is trying to be loyal.
Yeah,
because like his first probably 2 years in the NFL were like his like he was going in. I mean, he still does very well. Don't get me wrong, but it was insane the first 2 years he was in the seat in the league.
Yeah.
At a certain point, you got to be like, I need to take my talent to another team so that I can get a Super Bowl ring, possibly.
Yeah, do something worthwhile. Yeah, it's crazy. Poor guy. But, since we're on the subject of football news, the drought's over, baby. Nebraska has a winning season for the first time in 8 years and has won a bowl game in the first time in 9 years. First bowl appearance in 8 years. So, not saying we're back because I don't want to do that to us, but I'm pretty excited. It's kind of a sloppy game. It was very rainy, and they played in Yankee Stadium, which is cool, but it was rainy and muddy, so it was kind of old school. A lot of like really sloppy play, but it was fun to watch, And very exciting stuff. It's crazy how like starved for like just progress as a fan base we've been, because to be like, we fucking got to go to the Bad Boy Mower Pinstripe Bowl, okay, but like we haven't been to one in 8 years. That's craziness. Like, the last time we won a bowl game, my niece was like 4 months old. So it's crazy talk, right? Yeah.
Well, you're just having like a good year in general, though, because like what the Lions are for the first time ever in franchise history, they have 13 wins in the regular season, and now you got Nebraska doing stuff. Is anything going wrong in your life right now? Like,
no, I'm just up left and right. Yeah.
I mean,
it's crazy.
The show's doing well. Like, I don't know. Like, I just don't. There's too much good stuff going on.
I think what it was I paid a price this year. I fucking sacrificed my leg for a summer. It broke my leg, and then now we're just up. So
Okay. Well, next year we got to break your other leg. I'm sorry.
All right. All right. If it means more progress, I'm here.
Exactly.
Yeah. Big weekend. If the Vikings lose to the Packers, the Lions clinch the division. If the Vikings win against the Packers, and then the Lions have to beat the 49ers no matter what, and then have to beat the Vikings next week.
Ooh.
Yeah. But regardless of the outcome, this will be a crazy year for the NFC North, because no matter the outcome, there will be a 13-win team in the wild card because of how stacked the NFC North is, because you got the Vikings and Lions both at 13, or maybe one's at 12, I can't remember. And then you have the Packers, who are at 10, I think. Wow. So it's like, the only, the shitty cartwheel, the shitty wheel of the shopping cart is the Bears, naturally. Just sitting at 4 wins, just not really doing anything. And there's a potential they might do more damage than good because there might be a chance that they take one of the coordinators from the Lions. So hope that doesn't happen, but we'll see. Yeah. Anyway, let's bring the mood up.
Nice. I like it. All right.
Yeah. A lady in New York City was lit on fire on a subway car and died.
I think your idea of what's up is very severely skewed.
Yeah. No, that was what we in the biz call the misdirection.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty fucking crazy, actually. I don't think I've ever really seen anything as wild as this. And unfortunately, I did see the video. And what's really wild about it is that the lady's like just in shock, like can't move. She's like frozen, just on fire, and then eventually dies, right? And being burned alive, as most of you will know, that is in my top 5 of ways I don't want to die. So, pretty scary. And this guy is here's what's gonna be rough about this is instead of a crazy guy lighting a lady on fire, it is going to be a tool for the immigration conversation because he's an illegal immigrant.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So, yeah. 33-year-old Guatemalan citizen who has been in the U.S. for around 6 years, apparently. Yeah. This guy just walked up to her and lit her on fire, which is...
Dude, it's like the conversation we had right before we hit record. Like, when you take the acts of a few and then apply them to everyone in that group,
generalize.
You sound like an idiot.
Yeah. So... I feel like we've had that conversation too. It's like when, a shooter does something and they're like, well, he's a fucking blah, blah, blah. And then they try to justify it that way. It's like, no, they're just a crazy person. Like, I don't... He shot a bunch of kids at a school. I don't think we can care about his thoughts on the economy or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't understand why people do that. I mean, I understand why, but it's such a stupid argument because it's like, I'm not gonna go ask people like that for advice on who to vote for. That's they're pretty much a non-citizen at that point.
Yeah. Does the article say why the guy burned the woman alive? Like,
no,
he just for no reason just set her on fire.
Yeah. Yep. And this is actually kind of crazy because, it's not the exact same, but there was a incident in the town I live in where a guy just kind of walked up to these people at a bar and just stabbed one of them a bunch of times. Yeah. Yeah. A bar that I've been to several times with some of my friends. And not even like 1 a.m, everybody's hammered and fighting. It's 6 p.m. Saturday night, chilling.
Yeah, exactly.
Walks up to some people at a pool table, fucking stabs the shit out of them, kills one guy. Yeah. So that's crazy, right? That people there's some people you can't fucking ever predict, and you never know It kind of reminds me of those. I don't know. I don't think any of them have happened in a while, or none of them have been like newsworthy, I guess. But where people have had like acid thrown at their face randomly, you know what I'm talking about? Hearing those kinds of stories, it's just a fucking completely random event, horrible event, but random. So it's like that's even worse because you can't be ready for it. If you're at a bar and people are starting to get angry, you can kind of sense the mood and remove yourself if you so choose. But fucking guy just walks up, pulls a knife out, and stabs you. That's it. It's so
Yeah.
crazy. Anyway. Yeah. Oh. Not great news, but it is kind of ironic. So we're gonna swing over to politics again for a second. I don't think we talked about it on here because it had came in and out of the conversation so fast, but when Trump was elected, he was announcing cabinet members,
Yeah.
and Matt Gaetz was his initial pick for attorney general.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we've talked about Matt Gaetz a lot, but Matt Gaetz has previously been investigated for some unlawful activity, specifically sex with underage women or girls, I guess is probably the appropriate term. And, stuff like that. What's the trafficking is one that was a specific thing that he was investigated for. And then it kind of like disappeared. Nobody had talked about it for a while.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he's nominated for the attorney general. And then people were like, well, hold on. Remember when we were investigating him for that thing? We could release the information. Because they did like an ethics report on him. And Congress voted to release it, which is crazy because usually they're like, and the investigation found that he was found to have paid numerous women, including a 17-year-old girl, for sex, and to have used illegal drugs, which is obvious if you've ever seen a picture of him. He looks like he's always on drugs. Also, there's substantial evidence that the Representative Gaetz violated House rules and other standards of conduct prohibiting prostitution, statutory rape, illicit drug use, impermissible gifts, special favors, privileges, stuff like that. What are you gonna say?
If they knew all this fucking information, why? I just don't understand. Like,
yeah. Well, it's it's part of the slimy stuff that you watch House of Cards. You ever watch that? Where they're like, well, actually, I have a guy that can take care of this and that kind of thing, and it's pretty fucked up. But
that's insane.
Yeah. So.
Because the way you first started talking about it, you were like, he was just investigated, and I was like, okay, well, maybe he did, because he's just being investigated, and if he was just investigated and nothing was found, or if something was found, he'd been charged, right? Like, that makes the most sense.
Yeah.
But that's insane. You, like, release a report saying he, in fact, did these things, and we did nothing about it.
Yeah. So, it's not great. Not great for anybody, really. One of the specific things, was he was like obviously paying these women and girls, and so he had there was Venmo transactions that they found, and he was just doing all this. I don't know, I feel like in those situations you should probably go cash. But I just feel like any kind of app is probably gonna come back to haunt you. But and maybe they are still investigating him, from a criminal aspect. Those things do take time. But it is hilarious to me that there is this one of the pillars of the Republican Party is always the Democrats are doing XYZ to kids, and they're doing all this, and then the call's coming from inside the house. So stop picking sides about shit and focus on the shit bags, right? Comes back to what we were talking about. Who gives a shit what side he's on? He's doing bad shit. Stop. So Anyway, in other Congress related news, This story is crazy. A Republican representative named Kay Granger has missed all of the congressional votes since late July. Was found to be living in an assisted living and memory care home. She has dementia and nobody knew where she was. Like, what the fuck, man? I'm just saying, I know it works differently on Capitol Hill, but maybe, just maybe, we could implement a no-call, no-show system. I don't know. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, since July is wild.
Yeah.
No one knew. They were just like, she'll come back eventually.
Yeah, so pretty fucking crazy.
Well, it's nuts because what that, I mean, I'm assuming why it wasn't like put out is like I'm sure they've known longer, but then they held it in as long as they could.
Yeah.
But I think it adds fuel to the fire that no one who is 70 or 80 should be fucking. I hope she's that old, but no one that's that old should be making decisions about the country because their mind could go at any second.
Yeah. 100%. Term limits, age limits, I think, I think it's weird how literally both sides, the common people on both sides are like, we need term limits and we need age limits. But we aren't the ones that get to pick that. They have to vote it in. So it's like, okay, well, that's never going to happen because they're horrible people and just don't really care about anything. So, and well, I can't find an age on this article. Let's see. Let me Google her. But she looks old, so I'm going to go ahead and say that she's fucking 81. There you go.
Yeah.
So, pretty cool. Yeah.
I don't think you should make. Yeah, I don't think your whole life should be I don't think there should be the option to be a career politician.
Yeah. Here's the thing: if you were alive when there wasn't colored TV, maybe just sit out everything else. Like maybe just go retire, live your life, do something else because you should not be making decisions. And then in a few years, it'll be, before the internet or whatever. So we can update it with how the times have changed every time. But
I think you just make it 70.
70 flat.
Yeah, because you can run for president at 35, right?
I think it's 35 or 36. I can't remember.
Okay, so
that's
that should be like somewhere in there. Like I understand wanting someone to be older to be in charge. Like I get that part, but like I think the cap should be set like 65, 69. Let's just make it funny. It should be 69.
Yeah.
That should be the cap.
Yeah. That's right.
Like, you're done after that.
Yeah. I'm on board. I think that's something that should definitely happen. And like I said, it's crazy how many people not involved in the decision-making process think that that's a good idea, but somehow it just won't happen. Yeah. All right, some more positive news.
Okay.
A body was discovered in the wheel well of the United Airlines flight on Christmas Eve. So, Merry Christmas.
I'll be home for Christmas.
Yeah. Maybe it was that kid from that movie. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Yeah,
right? What's his,
Jonathan Taylor Thomas. He's just trying to go get that Porsche. Sorry. One of the main landing gear wells, which is on a 787, and I can't remember. That's a big one.
That's like a big one. Yeah,
big. Yeah. I mean, plenty of room. I would imagine that. I mean, it doesn't say how they died, but I'm assuming they probably died of lack of oxygen.
Yeah, probably that and like a combination of like freezing to death.
Well, yeah, because flying from Chicago to fucking Hawaii, That's a long ass flight, dog.
God,
And
yeah.
they go high for that kind of flight. So, yeah, not a great move. And they don't have any information of like why the person was in there, if they accidentally got locked in. I don't know, but
Dude.
yeah,
That is insane.
yeah, pretty wild. Okay, I have one more.
Okay.
Another positive story. So, you know how we've talked about different scams online?
Yeah.
Various ways that people are getting scammed. And there's a woman who has been trying to warn people about scams regarding your boy, Keanu Reeves. She's like, hey, if Keanu Reeves messages you guys and wants to date you, it's a scam. Okay. Like, and, you know, these, and we've seen like screenshots of these like shitty ones where it's like, hey, it's Lady Gaga, send me $50 in Amazon gift cards. And it's like, you know, those dumb, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
This one seems to be a little more nuanced, but this lady did end up falling for a scam by somebody claiming to be Keanu Reeves, which is hilarious because she was like, "Don't do it," but I'm different.
Yes. I'm actually talking to Keanu.
Yeah.
Whoever's messaging you.
You guys are getting scammed because I'm actually talking to him and he loves me. So she's 67
Oh.
and spent thousands of dollars sending Bitcoin gift cards, wire transfers to this person over 2 years, and ended up homeless because of it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
No.
Yeah. And what's crazy is like how some of the things the scammer did to like convince her. One is the fake Keanu Reeves said that if you aren't interested in my money, prove it by sending me a $500 gift card. Yeah. So, yeah.
That's, oh man.
What's crazy is this article. Let me read how this happened. So it says that she explained how she was convinced to send a $500 gift card to the fake Reeves to prove she wasn't interested in his money. Next bar. She realized it was a scam and blocked him. After posting a warning about it, another profile reached out to her pretending to be Reeves. So, did she send the $500 or not? Because it says that she was convinced and then realized it was a scam. And it doesn't go any further. There's a video attached, but I don't care to watch it because it's probably just sad.
There we go. There's more proof. Let's the term limit age should be 67.
Yeah. Pretty crazy. So, anyway,
No.
that's all I got.
All right. If you made it this far, stop what you're doing. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. Leave us a review. Leave us comments on anywhere you're listening. I don't know who all takes them, but for sure you can leave us reviews on Spotify, and you can leave comments on YouTube, and maybe I'll read them.
Maybe.
Oh man, yeah. Our Linktree /WalkPod. That's WOKPOD. Everything's there.
Yep. In the description.
In the description. All right. Am I the asshole for not taking my girlfriend's side after she embarrassed my friend? This is a
Bros
throwaway
before
account
hoes.
because my girlfriend knows my main Reddit.
Oh shit.
My girlfriend, 19 female, Fiona, and I, 21 male, have been together for around a month now. Okay, well, now I don't even really care.
Yeah, that's not even worth it. You're not the asshole. Moving on.
And yesterday, I brought her to a Christmas party with all my friends to introduce her to them. Fiona got along with all of them well, though she was understandably a little shy. It also makes it difficult for her that most of my friends and I are international students, whereas she's born and raised in North America.
Okay.
This dude speaks really good English.
Yeah.
For context, Fiona doesn't like to cause conflict and often is okay with letting things slide to keep the peace. However, if she's angered, she's also the type to say something and can be a bit of a hothead. That being said, she's extremely sweet and understanding, which makes the situation all the more bizarre for me. Fiona was quiet most of the party and occasionally piping in the conversation and letting it take its course around her. She was holding a bag, which I found out today is pretty expensive, around $2,700. What the fuck? Okay.
Yeah. This person's British, I've decided.
These people are all just
2.7? Yeah.
My friend Celia pointed out her purse and asked where she got it from, to which Fiona explained it was a gift from her parents. At this, Celia asked what Fiona's parents did. Fiona told her that her mother was a stay-at-home mom and her dad worked in the oil field, and Celia made a face and said, "You know digging for oil is horrible for the environment." Oh, great.
Okay.
At this...
I'll just change what my dad does for work.
At this, Fiona asked Celia if the clothes she was wearing were made of polyester and nylon, and she participated in fast fashion.
Let's go.
If she took planes or used solar-powered energy primarily.
Oh my God. She was ready. She's had this argument before.
Uh-huh. And then she asked Celia if she drew the line for being environmentally conscious at someone working hard to support their family.
Damn.
Fiona's tone was light, but I could tell she was angry. The rest of my friends laughed and told Celia that Fiona had a point and moved on. But Celia went quiet afterwards and left soon after. Okay. This morning I got a text from her that Fiona was extremely rude to her and that she didn't feel comfortable attending parties where Fiona was present anymore. And that while she didn't want to tell me what to do, she thought that I deserved someone better and less snobby. Oh, this bitch.
Ah. You are the asshole. Oh, no.
When I told Fiona, she went quiet and told me that was the reason she snapped at Celia was because she was purposely acting as if Fiona didn't exist and being snide towards her. Oh, dude, girls, listen.
Dude.
That's fucking, like, the
you should give her the key to your apartment.
The amount of nuance in a conversation where girls are just like, well, she ignored me on purpose.
Yeah.
And then she's like, well, she's a bitch. And like, well, I didn't see any of that. Let's see. Yeah, I tried to argue that Celia never said anything off-putting save for the oil field comment and that Fiona should just apologize. Oh, you
fucked
are a
up.
dick. Yeah. But Fiona refused and says I didn't pick up on it because I'm a guy and girls have subtext. Now Fiona and Celia are both upset with me and I feel bad for putting them both in the situation. Well, you didn't.
Yeah,
put
you
them
literally
in the situation.
didn't put them in the situation.
They created this.
Yeah.
Am I the asshole for not picking Fiona's side?
Kinda, a little bit. But I will say,
is.
she should have handled this a little bit differently. I get it. She's probably sensitive because she's probably heard this before. Because that's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
If I'm picking up on the subtext right. She got very defensive very fast and like threw out a lot of shit, making a lot of good points. But at the same time, could have just been like, well, that's just what he does. I can't control what he does for work. You know?
Yeah.
That's all it could have been. But I do respect her for being like, actually, fuck you. Here's why. Fuck you. Like just ready to fucking go. So anyway, Fiona, holler at me.
Oh yeah, ready? Update.
Yeah. Oh shit, let's go.
Update. We broke up. I'm dating Celia now.
What? Yeah, you two deserve each other. Fiona.
Oh, hold on.
Holler at your
Just
boy.
kidding.
Damn it.
I apologize to Fiona for not immediately standing up for her and showed her this thread. She's been reading it for the past 2 hours laughing. She has not broken up with me, and I've sent a sternly worded text to Celia telling her that she was being rude and obviously attempted to pick a fight. Celia apparently tried to shit on Fiona to a couple friends, snidely remarking that she's rude, but they acted confused and told Celia she was mistaken.
Yeah.
From what I picked up from conversations with friends, Celia was not in love with me, as some people suggested, just jealous of Fiona. Also, it is normal in the country Celia is from to ask about people's parents' occupations, and Fiona said it wasn't weird for her to ask, but about where the purse was from, as she gets that a lot. I am deeply humbled, and I will now be thoroughly rethinking the way I behave in relation to my girlfriend. Thanks.
Okay, that last bit confused me. Like, nobody had a problem with asking what her parents did for work. It's the response. Like, oh, your dad does that? Well, fuck you. Like, like, you're attacking his profession for no reason other than to virtue signal about environmentalism, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, you're just trying to shit on her without shitting on her. That was the whole point. I'm picking it up on. I've got women figured out, I think. No. But it is crazy how I think this guy kind of fucked up though, because here's why. He let her know that he's incapable of understanding when he fucked up and has to rely on the internet to tell him. And the way this girl handles fucking arguments, he's fucked next time, because he's like, obviously you don't fucking know. Go ask Reddit, they'll tell you. Cooked.
Yeah.
Cooked.
Oh yeah. Every argument he gets into from now on, she's like, "Why don't you just go ask Reddit?"
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
He's definitely the asshole.
Yeah.
For the original story, right? Not picking his girlfriend's side, because at first, I feel like you have to just, yes, we're like, I'm gonna choose you. I'm gonna choose your side, and then I'm gonna like look at things from both angles, and then come back at it later, maybe.
Yeah.
If like it's that important. If not, if that argument's not that important to you and you don't give a fuck, then you just pick your significant other's side and just roll with it.
Right.
Because then you end up like this. You end
Yeah. Well, and like, I don't know. It seems to me like you would just inherently take their side because A, you're not going to start a big fight at a function.
Yeah.
But like, from what it sounded like, all of this like happened afterwards, where the girlfriend was like, yo, she was kind of being fucking rude. At that point, in the privacy of your own home, take her side. Why are you? It's not like you're like, well, hold on. I don't know. Hold on. Let me get on Reddit real quick. Yeah. And this is like one of those things where you could even talk to the friend and be like, hey, she just kind of didn't appreciate how hot you came at her about her something she can't control, her fucking father's occupation. Yeah, like I said, what do you want a kid to do about that? Like, what do you want the child to? Dad, I know you've worked really hard to provide for us, but pick something else, because I have a friend who thinks she knows everything about environmentalism.
Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, I support it. Free Fiona. # Free Fiona.
All right. We'd like to thank our friends, the Dark Windows podcast, the Macabre Emporium, the Real Creature Feature, the Society of Cryptid Hunters, and the Remedial Scholar. Did I forget anybody?
I'm Rob Burgundy.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
All right. That's it. I've had enough. Peace out, bitches.
Tip your bartender.